Alrighty, welcome to example number 2. How many seconds are in 2 days? So when I have this type of problem, I'm going to have my equivalent statements already given to me, which are these 3 right here, okay? Why there's so much? It's because you have to convert between lots of units, right? So I'm going to start off with days. So days, 2 days is what I know, and that's what's given to me. So I'm going to underline that, okay? And now it's asking how many seconds. So I don't know seconds yet. So I'm going to circle that to know that's where I want to end. And that's what I don't know, my unknown. Okay? And there's a lot of units we got to shuffle towards. I first begin with my starting unit, my day, right? And I know that 1 day is equal to 24 hours. I know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. And I have 1 minute that's equal to 60 seconds, right? And I want to end in seconds. So, therefore, there are 3 steps I have to do using my 3 equivalent statements, okay? Because I know that they are all equal to each other in the same quantity, but are measured on a different scale based on their units. Those are my equivalent statements. Okay, so first I want to write down what is the quantity that I know. So I start off with 2 days. And then I'm going to first write the first equivalent statement as a conversion factor. And I'm going to write units I want to cancel out on the bottom, and then the units I want to convert to on the top. So I want to get rid of days, so I'm going to cancel out days diagonally like this. Right? It's like days divided by days. And I'm going to be left with hours. Okay, so that's the first one. Second step, I'm going to write down the second equivalent statement as a conversion factor. Right, so now I'm going to multiply 24 hours times 60 minutes for every 1 hour right here. Okay, so hours I'm going to cancel out, right? They cancel out diagonally, and then I'm left with minutes. I'm closer to finding now to the number of seconds in 2 days. So lastly, I'm going to put that last conversion factor right there. Okay, what do you think is going to go on the bottom? I want to get cancel out minutes. So that is going to go on the bottom of the numerator, and then I want to be left with seconds on the top of the numerator. Alright, so I cancel out minutes, minutes divided by minutes, leave me with seconds, and I think I'm done because that is the unit that was my unknown. Okay, so all I do now with all these fractions is I'm going to multiply everything across, and since all these fractions are divided by 1, right? I just don't have to divide by anything. So 2 times 24 times 60 times 60 is going to give me there you go. Alright, let me move this. It's going to give me 172,800 seconds. But why is it converted to only 200,000 seconds? That's because of what I remember from my lesson with sig figs, right? I only can write my answer in multiplication based on the smallest number of sig figs. So out of all these values, 2, 24, 60, and 60, right? Smallest number of sig figs is actually only 1, right? 2 only has 1, and 60 only have 1 because there's no decimal. So therefore, I'm only going to keep the first digit to the left, right, which is 1. And then I have the 7 that's going to round up that 1 because it's larger than 5, right? And so this is the only sig fig I can keep. These are going to be estimated to zeros, okay? So that 7 is going to round up to 1 to give it 200,000 seconds. Okay? So remember, any number that is not a significant figure and that we're uncertain of, right, we will leave it as 0, and we still keep the same quantity, but it's an estimate, 200,000 seconds. So, check it out. Let's do some couple more problems. Okay, you have 360 seconds, and I want to convert it to milliseconds. So that is my equivalent statement. So I'm going to underline what I know, and I'm going to circle what I don't know. Okay, first I'm going to write 360 seconds because I know what that is. I'm going to multiply it. So once again, I am going to write this equivalent statement as a conversion factor. I want to get rid of seconds, so I'm going to put it on the bottom. Seconds, right? They're going to cancel out diagonally. So I know for every 1 second, there's 1,000 milliseconds. So I'm going to write that on the top. 1,000 milliseconds. And that is the unit I want to find, right? I want to convert to. So I'm going to cancel out the units diagonally, and I'm left with milliseconds. Therefore, that is 360 times 1,000, which gives me 360,000 milliseconds. Alright, let's try 3 more just so you guys get used to it. Alright, so this problem, 498 feet to centimeters. Now I have 2 equivalent statements, meaning I have 2 steps. I'm going to underline what I know, and I'm going to circle what I don't know. So that's going to give me 498 feet, right? Which one am I going to use first, right? This one has centimeters and inches. So I can't use this one yet because I need to first convert from feet. So let's use the one right here. 1 feet for every 12 inches. The units I want to cancel out is feet. So I'm going to put that on the bottom. For every 1 foot, there are 12 inches. All right, I'm going to get rid of feet like that. Okay, now I'm left with inches. Now I'm going to use this equivalent statement. Right, I want to get rid of inches, so I'm going to put that on the bottom. So for every 1 inch, I had 2.54 centimeters, right? So I am looking for centimeters, so that should be on top. So inches and inches cancel out diagonally, and I'm left with centimeters. Once again, I'm going to multiply everything across 4.98 times 12 times 2.54, right? Divide by 1 because that's in the denominator. And I get 152 centimeters. Okay? 2 more, folks, just so you get the hang of it. I know these problems are super hard, so I want to expose you as much as I can. Alright, so this one we have 1,500 seconds to hours. Underline that. I'm going to circle what I'm looking for. Okay, and now once again I have 2 equivalent statements. I'm going to write down the value that I know, seconds, and then which one am I going to use? I'm going to use the equivalent statement that has seconds in the units, so I'm going to use this one, okay? So I want to cancel out seconds, right, because that's the unit I want to get rid of, and I want to leave it as minutes, so I'm going to leave minutes on top, right? For every 60 seconds, there's 1 minute. Figure that out. Okay, so now I'm going to use this equivalent statement. I want to find hours, so hours should stay on the top of the ratio, and then minutes I want to cancel out, so that should be on the bottom. Right? So for every 1 hour, there are 60 minutes. Cancel those out. I'm left with hours. That is the unit I'm looking for, so I am done. Okay, so what happens now, right? I have 1,500 times 1. But then I have values on the bottom. So what that ends up being is 1,500 divided by, right? These you multiply together, right? So make sure you multiply everything on the numerator and then everything in the denominator. And then you divide at the very last step, okay? So let me move my picture once again. I will get 0.42 hours as my answer. Okay? Last one, folks. Okay, 75 meters to kilometers. Right? I have that, and I want to find kilometers. Okay, so my equivalent statement is telling me I have 1,000 meters for every 1 kilometer. Whoops. So, write down what I know. 75 meters times. Alright, units I want to cancel out go on the bottom. So meters, I have 1,000 of them for every 1 kilometer. That's the one I want to convert to. So I'm going to cancel out, okay, diagonally, circle the one that I was trying to find. And now it's going to be 75 times 1, so 75 divided by 1,000, which gives me 0.075 kilometers. Okay? So that's how you work those out, folks. Remember, go back to these steps right here. Alright? Go back. Okay, so 3 steps. What do I know already? Underline that. What do I want to know? Circle that value. And then how do I get there? Look at the equivalent statements. And the number of equivalent statements is most likely going to tell you the number of steps it takes to find the value. Alright? So to convert, make sure you go to those equivalent statements and write them as conversion factors. You want to cancel out the units, right, that are on the denominator, right? So you cancel them out diagonally, and then the units you want to convert to are on the numerator. Alright? So you have some CPA-12 as your kind of like practice, and it's going to be used as a quiz to see how well you're able to do these type of problems. Okay? So go for it and let me know if you have any questions.